Hello YouTube, it's Evil Knievel here bringing you a Black Ops 3 gameplay. Hardpoint this time. I'm using the Weevil. Now, a few things I'd change about this particular setup that I've got here. Drop the stock from the gun. You don't need it, you don't need the primary gunfighter. Not for Nuketown. The stock doesn't really add that much to the gun anyway. Not when it's already an SMG, it's already pretty removable and don't worry about it. But what you do need to worry about is making sure you've got flat jacket equipped any match you go into with hardpoint. Essentially, you're holding time in a little tiny square box, normally in a room, and except for gravity spikes, which there's not really much defending against, apart from getting out of the way of that little blast circle, then grenades are the next thing that you've got to really worry about. With flat jacket, you don't have to worry about it so much. Now, I'm adding this so much because if they grenade first, and then still follow it up and try and attack you, then chances are you're probably going to die. But at least it's giving you a chance. At least if they just random nade it, you've got a bit of time, you manage to get shots into them first, you're going to survive. You're not going to die instantly, and more importantly, you're going to hold down the hard point for just a little bit longer. And sometimes in this game mode, seconds really do make the difference. The other thing about this game mode that I find is, normally, excluding Nuketown, you have to kind of know where the different hardpoints are going to move around. Because what you want to do is you generally want a person that's pretty good with an AR holding a certain spawn point of the map. So if you know, say for example, it's the room opposite this that's going to be the next one, then when you've got about, I don't know, 20 seconds left, you want to think about sending two people across to the other side. You can ditch the final 10 seconds of that hard point and risk losing the final 10 seconds if you set up for a good minute in the next hard point, or however long these hard points are lasting for. Now, that is the key to this one, knowing the rotations of the hard points. It's so simple to learn once you've played it a few times, but it makes a humongous difference to what you will end up doing in this gameplay. If you're already there, if you're getting the spawns at the back because someone's holding a certain spawn point behind here, you're not spending 10 seconds getting across the map to try and break a hard point. You're there spending 2 seconds getting there defending it, and each time you kill a person, they've then got to run from the other side of the map. And it's bits like this that end up just creating so many seconds throughout the match that's a big enough difference then to win it at times. Now, as you've seen already, that's what, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 deaths already from just people random grenading it. With flat jacket, I wouldn't have been killed any of them times, and I'd have been holding on to bigger kill streaks, higher points, and that's really what I'd love to have. Now, if you do enjoy getting a lot of points from this, and you want to make this game mode work for you points mode, this is number one that you can normally rack a lot of points up in anyway, but an extra way of getting a few bonus points, I think it's normally 200 for a capture, I can't remember what it is on this one, that's what it used to be on Black Ops 2. If you juggle the hard point, as it's called. Now, essentially what this means is, if you're in a hard point, and you know you're about to be challenged, jump out. Because if you then jump out of it, then re-challenge, what happens is, you get the points for recapturing it. You have to let the enemy into it first to be able to recapture it. But you're getting the kills for attacking the hard point, you're getting the kills for defending the hard point if you're in it, and you're getting the points then for capturing the hard point, hopefully twice. So that's a lot of points that you can rack up. And say you're in a building where you can just take a step back out the back door because you know your team's spawning behind you and you know you're going to be killed from behind without looking, then you can step back into it, re-challenge the doorway they're going to be coming into, and you've picked yourself up a free 200 points there. Now, that makes a big difference. And with a game like this, where it's taken a little bit longer for a lot of people to prestige, that makes a massive difference at the end of this game. If you do that 2-3 times throughout the game, that's an extra 600 points right there. For most people, that is a half of a team deathmatch points right there, just from taking a step back and a step forward. Now, other things that I'd do in the hardpoint, apart from learning the rotations and bits and pieces like that, is if you push as a team, it normally works better as well. If you push from a couple of different directions, don't always push through the front door. If you grenade the front of the door, then go in through the side. That seems to work really well. Now, if you're not really a fan of the SMGs and you want a challenge on the bigger maps, and that sort of more mid to long range, the gun I'd recommend for you guys right now is a gun that I've actually gone back to using. I used to use the Man of War all the time, but now, certainly for this sort of game mode, I'd use a lot more the ICR. It's better at those mid to long range than a sub is, but because it's still got a fairly quickish rate of fire, you're not going to eat through your bullets, but if you do miss them odd first 2 shots, then you still stand a chance of winning the gun battle. And if you're being challenged at the long range, you stand more of a chance of winning that gun battle than what you do equipped with a sub. So that's what I'd probably go for. Nuketown's a really small map, that's why I've decided to choose the sub on this. And I know I'm an objective-based player, I know I'm going to be in that little tiny room, wherever it may be. The only time I'm going to be out of it is when I'm running from one to the other. So a few key points to remember. Try and learn the spawns. Get into the spawns so you get the right rotations, it's very key. Flat jacket is going to save you so many deaths in this. Juggle the hill, but only if you obviously think that you can do. Or if the time's short, it's not worth that extra second for them 200 points because you'll lose the game. Now this is a game that I enjoy so much more than I do Domination because effectively the flag's constantly moving. So you've always got to change, you don't get the tiny little annoying people camping in spawns that you normally would do. And that's what I love about this game as much as I do playing the objective. Now if you really enjoyed this gameplay here, please leave a thumbs up. If you really enjoyed it, click that subscribe. And hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video.